Welcome to On Blast. On Blast podcast is Duluth, Minnesota's first culturally plus and culturally controversy podcast. I'm your host, Adrian Green, and I go by Dree, and this is On Blast. On Blast podcast is a production of the Neuroblast Entertainment music label and the great people at On Blast Podcast, LLC. Click, like, share, subscribe. It costs you no money unless you're acting funny. And right now what we're going to do is what we do every episode and bring recognition to these other organizations and companies are our sponsors. These are the companies who put On Blast on. And this is episode number 7. Episode number 7 is brought to you by the great people at Drip 101 Clothing. For all your designer needs, small or big, come check them out. They're centrally located, Duluth, Minnesota, right downtown, heart of the city, 30 West 1st Street. They're next door to Legacy Glass. They carry brands like Aku, Miss Me, Hustle Gang, Louis Fifth. Check them out. That's the great people at Drip 101 Clothing. Next is the North Shore Snow Blaster snow removal service. For all your snow removal needs, I know we're out of season, but this company is still paying me, so I'm gonna keep using them. That's the great people at the North Shore Snow Blaster snow removal service. Call them for an estimate or a quote, and you could do so. They're only servicing the Duluth and the Superior area. You could give them a call at 218-464-1525. That's the great people at the North Shore Snow Blaster snow removal service. Let them deal with all the snow removal needs you may need. Just give them a call and set up a quote, and they'll take care of the rest. That's the great people at the North Shore Snow Blaster Snow Removal Service. Last is my presenting sponsor, and that is the House of Healing Duluth, the men's sober home. They're changing lives there. They're ranked number 1 in the state for a reason. You know what I mean? They're my presenting sponsor, my big boy sponsor, and you know, sobriety is all around us, people, and they could help you get to you being the best version of you that you need to be. They could be a big part of that. And if you need to call them or you have any questions, talk to a house supervisor, and you could do so at 218-343-0460. That's 218-343-0460, or you could email them at houseofhealingduluth@gmail.com. Again, click, like, share, subscribe, and now we're going to go ahead and jump right into On Blast. And again, we just cover topics that we feel are relevant, you know what I mean, near and far, foreign, domestic, you know what I mean. We're based here out of Duluth, Minnesota, so we're rooted here and pretty much, you know, go from there. And right now what we're going to talk about is FETTY WAPP. FETTY WAPP has been sentenced to 6 years in prison and 5 years of post-release supervision in his federal drug distribution case. He's been battling for like the last 2 years. FETTY WAPP a few years ago, he was a top charter in the hip-hop world. He really pushed the envelope and the culture forward with his contribution to hip-hop. And I don't know if you recall, but you know, the whole ringtone and downloading game, him and Soulja Boy were among the top. You know what I mean, with his Trap Queen and that Hey Baby Hello, that whole thing like made him millions. But he's gonna be sitting down right now in New York for his drug distribution case. My thing is though is like the whole ordeal with, you know, these situations people get themselves into, even with money, with a status, with a name already. You know, the situations they get themselves into is sometimes beyond me. But FETTY WAPP, hold your head. We're gonna see you in a little bit when they let you out, and we could start this all over again. Next is some information that kind of affects us a little more closer to home here in Duluth. Ground has been broken in the whole process of the mixed income housing development situation in Duluth. 52 new mixed income apartment units are officially underway in Duluth's East Hillside area. That's right across the street from the Whole Foods Co-op, which is the closest to the busy intersection of the 4th Street and 6th Avenue East intersection. And One Roof Housing and the Three Rivers Community Action are developing this process. 10 of these apartments will be for the Fond du Lac band members, and the other 32 apartments will be focused on young adults with history of homelessness. They're trying to do something about this serious problem we got here in Duluth, and that is the homeless situation. There's a lot of homeless people in Duluth, Minnesota, and you know what I mean. One Roof Housing and the Three Rivers Community Action are with donors and donations from people like Essentia and the Fond du Lac Band are building this huge flat apartment that's taking up that whole block. And there's going to be 52 apartments in there, and that's going to do nothing but help that. I thought that news is relevant and newsworthy and doing changing a community near me, near you, near us. So shout out to those companies and getting that flat and that whole process going and underway now. We're going to jump topics with a little music news right now. Again, this is not a big segment here, not a big episode we have, but we're going to keep you up to date with what we got. Is Megan Thee Stallion. I know in the past episodes we talked about her and the whole Lane situation and whatnot, but this segment is sweet and direct, or short and direct, I should say, not sweet, because I like hearing Megan Thee Stallion's music, but no new tracks, no new music is coming from Megan Thee Stallion. As she says, I'm in the healing process and healing mode, so she's still hurt. You know what I mean? And you know the whole situation with her and Lane's and getting popped off the way they did, her getting shot in the foot, being butt ass naked in the, you know what I mean, public, and you know what I mean, these are people with statuses and money and careers and lawyers and this is and that's, you know what I mean, and these situations they're still getting themselves into is beyond me. But because of it, she's saying I'm stepping back from music right now, which is not the best and most positive news, but that is from her mouth to you guys. Grandma's Marathon is June 17, 2003, so get ready for that. It's going to be a lot busy as fuck here. New Balance, Nike, and Adidas will be in town. You got the Kenyans that win the bitch every fucking year, and everything else that comes with Grandma's that's going to be here. It's going to be busier than a New York block. You know what I mean? I still punch a clock for mine and work in the food and beverage industry, believe it or not. But it's insane when it's the Grandma's Marathon. Every hotel room in town is booked out. June 17, 2023 is when it's all going down. So be prepared, be ready for that. Street detours, community commute changes, all this stuff when Grandma's Marathon is in full effect. You got the beer tents and all the local music that's going to be going on. It's a good time. I'm going to be busy as hell working, but just be aware that it's going to be busier than God knows what during that whole time. June 17, 2023, Grandma's Marathon. A long athletic fucking, I want to say 12 years ago, ran the full without practicing at all. This is back when Adrian was an athlete, back in his fucking, you know what I mean, could actually run and stuff days. All right, but I swear to God, I was sore for like 3 weeks after. I couldn't do shit. My whole body was shutting down. Shout out to these runners and these, superb athletes that have the endurance of God knows what, who could carry themselves in that pace for 27 miles. I did it back-legging, taking breaks and half-assing, and I was sore for a bitch for like 3 weeks. You really got to train for that marathon. If your body is not used to, running and pumping its legs like that for a long period of time, you're gonna find out exactly who you are if you run one of them marathons. I'm telling you that right now. Grandma's Marathon, June 17, 2023. NBA Finals. NBA Finals is underway. It's Denver and Miami. You know what I mean? Shout out to both of those teams. First game is in Denver. Miami's in Denver, June 1st at 7:30. We're going to watch game one. The best teams are there. You know what I mean? Denver's been like I feel the most all-around, assembled basketball team in the NBA right now. From what I've seen in the playoffs thus far, it seems like when Murray is on fire and he's into his game and he can step into his shots and make the moves he want to move, when he's in full rotation like that, you know what I mean? It seems like the whole team is. And I'm not taking anything away from Jimmy Butler in Miami, but my big question is Jimmy Butler going to have enough support around him to, muscle that? Because Denver, with Joker, him, all of them are like they're on another level right now. You seen what they did to LeBron. And speaking about LeBron, you know what I mean? I don't want to drift too far off the subject, but I'm not gonna be a LeBron hating fan and this and that. You know what I mean? His career is definitely on the decline portion. You know what I mean? He's in his 20-something season. He's the NBA all-time scoring leader, in 20-something seasons. But I've watched him get swept 3 times now, so at the same time, it's nothing new. I've seen it before with him, you know what I mean? But if he does stay and come back, they're just going to add probably Kyrie, so they could reunite in LA and see what they could do there. But I'm not going to take nothing from the man. He is nothing less but great, you know what I mean? On the basketball. He's up there. He's on the basketball Mount Rushmore. LeBron is. But, you know what I mean? The best teams, made the cut and deserve to be there. Shout out to the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat. You know what I mean? LeBron, I love him to death, but you know, to me, he'll never be a Jordan. He'll never be a Kobe. And honestly, to tell the truth, he'll never be a Tim Duncan. You know what I mean? But like, it's like we gotta stop comparing him to like these, you know, these moguls, these basketball gods. You know what I mean? He's great, but then there's that God level, and we already know who that is. That's you know, on that basketball level, I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like, and that's Michael Jordan. What we seen Jordan do is once in a lifetime shit. You know what I mean? This dude won one three-peat. He three-peated once, took a 2-year break, and came back and three-peated again. You know what I mean? These guys are all playing him. LeBron, Kobe, all of them are playing 20-something seasons. They play 20-something seasons in the NBA. No one's talking about how Jordan did this in 18. You know what I mean? He's the best. To see that again is going to be a long time until we see that. But I follow NBA Finals. Shout out to both of those teams, and we're going to see what's up tomorrow at 7:30. Hip hop turns 50 years old today, or not today, but in 2003. And in order to kick off this monumental anniversary celebration, Grammy award-winning rapper Nas, our dude Nas, Esco, you know what I mean? Him and Mass Appeal CEO Sasha Jenkins will launch Hip Hop 50. Hip Hop 50 is a series of original programming set to run on Showtime for 3 years. Just to keep the the culture going, to push it forward. This is what, just another, you know what I mean, something they're adding and donating and to hip hop, you know what I mean, to keep it going forward. And I can't wait to see it, you know what I mean. That's huge, and it's going to air on Showtime. And right now what we're going to do is address all artists near and far, especially the ones that are around here that want to start developing themselves on a professional level. Go ahead and check out Neuroblast Entertainment. Neuroblast Entertainment is located 6317 Grand Avenue. You could give them a call at 218-389-1899, and they could help you with artist management, promotion, and recording services. These are the pros. So if you set something up with them, whatever price they charge you or set for you, that is up for you to come up with. But be prepared. Be prepared when they call you. Be prepared when it's your turn. You know what I mean? Whatever you got to do to get yourself in the door here, this is what artists want to do. They're for real here. And I'm telling you right now, like artists around here especially, you haven't recorded in a studio like this. Okay, that's Neuroblast Entertainment. You know what I mean? Give them a shout out, give them a call, let them know what direction you're trying to go with your music career and what you want to do musically, and they could help you get there. That's Neuroblast Entertainment Music. And now what we're gonna do is pretty much bring recognition to athletes that are gonna be here tomorrow. We scout athletes around the state that we feel are a huge difference maker for their age, for their school class, their grade, you know what I mean, and we're gonna spotlight them because they're gonna be the athletes of tomorrow, the standout athletes of tomorrow. And this episode, standout athlete of tomorrow is Kavari Flowers of Rosemont, Minnesota, class of 2026, and you could follow his progress on the RL Hoops website, Kavari Flowers. That's Kavari Flowers. You know what I mean? And the kid's fast. He could defend. He could square up with the basket. He could put pressure and ease off of teams when he needs to. Everything that like Division I schools will be looking for in a shooting guard. He's 5'11" already and still growing. You know what I mean? He's an athlete. He's a freak, and he definitely stands out on his grade and his class and in his level. So, Kavari Flowers, keep doing what you're doing. We're watching, and we're going to see you in a few years when you're getting ready for college. And right now, that's all of the time. Oh, wait, we got some shout-outs. We're going to shout out the Legacy Glass Shop for all your smoking glass needs. Check them out. They're right next to the Drip 101. They're another sponsor. Not sponsor, but, they'll hook us up over here at On Blast, and we're gonna shout them out. They're allies with us and the smoke shops around town. So shout out to them. And right now, that's pretty much all the time we got for On Blast. Again, shout out to Neuroblast Entertainment music label, Drip 101, the North Shore Snow Blaster Snow Removal Service, and the House of Healing. My name is Dree. That was On Blast and all the time we got for today. Stay safe, stay strong, stay sucker free. We'll see you next time.